Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second of the Street Spark mural celebrations for the summer of 2018. My name is Ian Mackenzie Thurley. I am the Executive Director at the Fitton Centre for Creative Arts, and along with our partners at the City of Hamilton and the Hamilton Community Foundation, the Fitton Centre administers the Street Spark project. We've been doing this now into our third year. We're incredibly proud of the mural you see here today and the other 7 that we have around here in the city of Hamilton. I would like to thank the City of Hamilton, the Hamilton Community Foundation, the Ohio Arts Council, and Arts Wave of Cincinnati for the continued support of the Fitton Centre in enabling us to do what we do here in the city. Thank you. Huge congratulations to our artists. Unfortunately, Christian Dallas could not be with us today. He is well sought after around the nation and cannot be here at the dedication, but a few of our other artists who worked on the project will be here and we'll be introduced to them in just a moment. But to Christian and to the team, congratulations on an incredible golden ethos here at North 2nd Street. We're incredibly proud of this mural and thank you for all your incredible work. Thank you. To Jen Akers-Smith and the Street Spark team, thank you so much. A lot of time and effort goes into getting this together. There's a lot of paint, a lot of scaffolding, a lot of insurance work, a lot of planning, and a lot of hope in the weather that goes to put this together. So Jen and the team and the Fitton Centre team that supports her, we really appreciate everything you do in bringing all these together. We are exceedingly fortunate to have a lot of local talent right here in Hamilton, both in administrative and artistic roles with Street Spark, and we should be all very proud of that. I'm excited by what we've been seeing here this year. It's been we're really starting to hit our stride with Street Spark this year. We got 3 phenomenal murals, all completely different in their style, in their approach, and in their texture. I am somewhat swayed to this because we are here on the street where I live, so I drive past this mural every single day, which is a great way to do that. I'm fortunate enough when I'm coming home to see our beautiful mural on there in the McDoulan garage, and to see the effect that it's having on the city of Hamilton. Great things happening. As you can see, just to my left, we have the brand new apartment complexes here at Markham Park, and indeed the Markham Park itself, and our wonderful river's edge. So there's a real excitement and energy happening exactly where we're happening here, and of course into German Village and behind me into the downtown centre of Hamilton. And Street Spark is just one part of what's going on in the city, but we're very proud to be leading the charge there. So with no further ado, I would like to introduce you to the head of Street Spark, Ms. Jen Akers-Smith.
Thanks, Ian. Thanks, everybody, for coming tonight. I think this is a really great example of one of the project goals that we have for Street Spark, and that's to showcase the creativity and vision of artists. The designer Christian Dallas, he actually travels to music festivals all around the country, and he does live painting. So he's, the music's going on, people are dancing, and he's creating these large-scale artworks. I think that he really took that, his personal experiences into play when he responded to our call to artists. The theme was music. But I think he was also responding to what's happening here. As Ian mentioned, we've got River's Edge continuing to grow. We've got North 2nd that has this vibrant live music scene that feels totally different than River's Edge. So we've got all these things starting to happen. So it's a nice blend of the artist and the place, the artist and Hamilton. So it's really exciting to see the energy of this piece coming together. I have a number of groups to thank. Of course, there's all kinds of things that go on behind the scenes of murals besides just the painting. I'd like to thank our design selection committee. I see a few faces out there. Please wave if you're here. Yay, thank you. These are a total of 13 arts professionals, and they scored all of our designs. There were a total of 54 designs. And then they went through and they were responsible for choosing the final designs. I'd also like to thank our Street Spark think tank, and that's a group of people that help just to kind of advise about the programs. They're really involved with the city, so they know available buildings that are open for possible murals. And that's Liz Hayden, Taylor Welch, Jacob Stone, Kate Rokamp, and Kathy Mayhew. So thank you to them. We also have something new where you can apply online to have your building potentially painted as a Street Spark mural. So if you're a building representative or a building owner, check that out. You can find it on the Fit and Center website. You can also find it on the Street Spark Facebook page. So check that out. We'll be kind of discussing that this fall. I'd of course like to thank our partners, the City of Hamilton and the Hamilton Community Foundation. We could not do it without you guys. Thank you to Dan Conton. Where's Dan? Thank you so much for letting us put some crazy colors on your wall and getting the wall ready to go. We really appreciate it, and it seems like just a great fit for your space. Thanks to the Hamilton Chamber of Commerce right here next door. They were awesome about blocking off the parking lot so that the artists had lots of space to work. They kind of had a front row seat to the process, so they took some awesome photos and videos. So thank you for that. And finally, I just want to thank Hanson Scaffolding. This is our second year working with them, and they've been awesome in just kind of really getting our custom needs in place for the scaffolding or the lifts or whatever we need to make this happen. They're not used to necessarily working with artists on mural projects, so it's a whole different ballgame, and they've been really open to it. So thank you to all those groups. We appreciate it. And now I want to recognize our amazing artists. If you guys could come on up here, please. As Ian mentioned, the designer and lead artist of this project, Christian Dallas, could not be here with us today. He's got all kinds of good stuff going on, so he's moved on to another project. He's got work all over Cincinnati, has done a bunch of artworks murals, and also in the Kentucky area and Indiana. He had an amazing team who completed this, I think, in 6 days. Was it 6, 7? Which is amazing to me. They worked so hard. And we've got Mark Hanovan and Sierra Kraft here with us. And I'd like to introduce Mark to just say a few words. He's an instructor at UC Blue Ash, an incredible portrait artist. He's got, I think, a piece or two and a show coming up at the Fit and Center at their season launch. Is that right? And so you can view it in person. They're huge, gorgeous pieces. So I'd like to introduce Mark Hanovan.
Okay, thanks, guys. Jen wanted me to just touch on a couple things about the mural, working with Christian and talking about his ideas. She already touched on a couple things as far as it definitely makes sense being on the side of a venue that features music so much and Christian's connection with music. But in talking to him, I know it was also important that he featured a female in this drumming role, an occupation that is a lot of times male dominated. Not that there aren't great drummers, and for Prince and White Stripes and such, but he definitely wanted to make that part of it. If you think about the title, Golden Ethos, and if you look up the definition for ethos, it's the moral character of a person or a group or institution. So I think when Jen talks about what's going on in this area and just that positive vibe, he definitely wanted to capture that energy. I worked on the Joe Nuxall mural last summer with Paul Lohe, and this isn't something I normally do, but I live in Middletown, and we have our own revitalization going on over there. So it's not just great what you guys are doing here and for your community, but lots of other nearby communities are benefiting from what you're doing and definitely have their eyes on what you're doing and how you're doing it, okay? We are right there behind you and wanting to do these murals. It's one of the reasons I came out, just to kind of learn and be part of it. I worked on the Joe Nuxall with Paul last year, and then this year on this Golden Ethos one. And being on the murals, one thing the people that work on the murals that you get used to or maybe don't get used to is that people scream from cars at you when you're working. And usually when somebody's screaming at you from a car, it's usually something they want you not to do or drive better or their advice on where they want you to go, But when you're painting one of these things, it's kind of meditative. You get kind of lost in it, it's quiet, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, and it shocks you and you get defensive right away and they're like, you're doing a great job. And it's like, oh, thanks, So people screaming positive affirmations is a cool thing with these murals. So everybody does have an opinion and you're not going to please everybody. definitely with this one, there's all the different arms and the eyes and the double mouth. So people are like, well, why is that? And I think some people tap into what Christian was trying to do. It's a pictorial device to show motion and energy, right? But one woman walked up one day. She was like, "Why so many arms?" And Christian is so funny. He was like, "There's only 2 arms. What do you mean? How many arms do you see?" You know. So no, he didn't say that. He shared that with me. But it is just a pictorial device. But I think it's interesting because if you go with it, not that this was his full intent, but I think in this time of empowering women, he definitely wanted it to be a woman in the position. But even the double mouth, you can see that almost as projecting a voice in like this Me Too kind of time, and not having the voice shut down, and that positive energy. And I think one final thing I can add is hidden in this every day. Dan, the owner of the building, and his uncle John, they would come out to say good morning to us. And really, I think just to check up on us and make sure we were working, right? But before they would take off, John would always say, "Needs more cowbell," you know? So I see all the people that remember that Saturday Night Live skit with Christopher Walken and Will Ferrell. So that's what the MCB is on the cowbell. It needs more cowbell. So thanks again for having me. I hope I continue to work with you guys over here, and it spreads into Butler County and Middletown, and not just here with what you're doing. So on that note, I'd like to introduce, thank you. I think we've had some great student helpers as well. Last year we had Abby Smith on that Joe Nuxall, and a lot of times you got to go back and like repaint what they paint, like, you know, whatever. She knocked it out, and I think she even painted parts better than I painted my parts, you know. And I was like, But Sierra Craft, same way. She knocked it out, and one of the reasons we got it done in like 2 weeks. So I think Sierra just wants to say a couple things. Thank you.
I'm really grateful to be able to say that this is my 2nd year working with Street Spark. Last summer I got to help out with the Taking Flight mural over there on the George McDoulan garage. Before that I had no mural painting experience at all whatsoever. So I got to learn that mural painting is such a different experience than any other art I've done in my life. You get to work with other artists, you get to come together and make this beautiful thing and improve a city, and I think that's something really, really special. Street Spark is such a special thing for this community, and I think a lot of people really appreciate it. As a young artist, I think it's really awesome that I get to connect with these older artists and learn so much from them and their experiences and things like that. And as a Hamiltonian myself, I think it's really special that I get to work towards the betterment of my community.
Thank you, Sierra. Thank you, Mark. Incidentally, Mark Hanavan was the winner of the Hamilton Current Art Exhibition at the Fitton Center last year, and Sierra was the lead designer on The Assassins, which would be our opening musical for our 2018-2019 season with Greater Hamilton Civic Theater. So we have, I said it before, we have an incredible dearth of talent here in Hamilton, and it's great to see it on our walls and our theaters and our galleries and all over that. And as Mark said, expanding further into Middletown through Butler County, it raises all of us up, and this is a fantastic thing to have right in our community. Speaking of community, we do have incredible partners with the Street Spark project, and I've said it before, it's not just about the financial contributions of our partners, but it's our ability to get things done in the city. There's a lot of working parts, as Jen can certainly attest to, of getting these things done, and all impediments are taken away from us, and great cooperation we have throughout the city. And with that, I would like to introduce, on behalf of the City of Hamilton, our Mayor Pat Noll.
Well, good evening. On behalf of the City of Hamilton, and I'm joined here by Councilmember Carla Fear and a lot of members of our great city team. Thank you, Street Spark supporters, artists, sponsors, committee, for helping create spark on our streets of Hamilton, because that's truly what it does. So I'm walking from the amphitheater on a concert night, Thursday night, with my cousin from Texas and my brother, about 4 or 5 of us, and we walked past this one. And my cousin from Texas says, "I need a docent to try and interpret this. And I go, a docent? I'm not quite sure what that is, but let me give it a try. You got Mick Jagger lips. You've got a drummer. You've got great-looking colors here. That's just nothing but energy. That is true energy on the side of a building. So that's what this docent happened to say what it was about, and I think that kind of describes it a little bit in my own way. But again, thank you, Christian and Mark, for the Joe Noxall one, but also this one. I mean, this one just really pops. And I just have to say that this is one of the best things the city's done in the last few years, is add this splash of color, splash of excitement to our city. So again, thank all of you for whoever's been involved with this. We heard all the people already. I want to mention, I overheard somebody from the Fitness Center board say, this would make a great T-shirt. And you put N2 on it. Think about it, Dan. I think that'd be kind of cool to brand your N2 with that T-shirt. And I got to thank the young lady from the Fitness Center. Okay. Thank you very much. And I'm going to now introduce John Gaduli, the leader of the Hamilton Community Foundation, which is truly Hamilton's guardian angel. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Again, I guess I'll echo what everyone else has said already to thank all the folks who made this happen. Obviously, these things don't just happen. They take a lot of work, they take a lot of planning, and in cases like this, they take a lot of talent. And so I'd like to thank those folks who contributed all of those things to make this happen. This is kind of fun. We did this the other day up at the other mural on High Street, and we do this today. Maybe we can make. Can we get one of these done a week? You think, Ian? Can we? Okay, good. That would be a lot of fun to do. And this mural is kind of special for us at the foundation because it is here in German Village. And again, as some people mentioned, you see it every day. And you know, it does. It kind of brightens up your experience as you walk by or as you drive by these murals, and as you drive by and walk by all the other stuff that's going on in our community. So again, we're very grateful to be part of this. We're very thankful for the other people that make it happen, and we're very glad you came out here today to celebrate it. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. We have one more dedication that will happen on August 30th, and that's at 4:30 p.m. at Miami University Hamilton to celebrate our third and final mural of the summer. And so please have a lovely evening. Stop in and grab a drink at North 2nd. I believe there is some live music happening inside as well. So thanks all for coming out. Thank you.